Okie dokie. This virtual book tour is beginning. Post. I'm about to pin this. I'm trying to pin this, you guys. Okay. Perfect. Okay, good. People are chiming in. If you're coming on, do me a favor, state your name and your city. The Fearless Money Mindset virtual book tour is beginning in 60 seconds. Hey, y'all. She said, hello, ma'am. How are you? I'm wonderful. I'm absolutely wonderful, you guys. Love my hair color. Thank you. You can thank Dynasty Queen. Or no, who actually colored it? Nick. My hairstylist, Nick, colored it. So do me a favor. If you're chiming in, state your name and your city. Tasha from Orlando. Melba from DC. Okie dokie. Hold on. Collecting all these now. Tyrone from Los Angeles. Hello. If you're coming on, do me a favor. This is the book tour. This is our virtual book tour. You guys, we had to figure all of this out virtually instead of figuring it out, in person. So we figured this out. Okie dokie. Oh, hey, Lindsay from St. Louis. Rebecca from Detroit, Michigan. Hola. Okie dokie. So how am I supposed to see all of this? Hey, y'all. I see my own team has chimed on from the Fearless brand. Hold on. Oh, no. Y'all, please don't send me all these go live requests because I got to be able to find the person I am going live with. Lord have mercy. Here we go. I said, wait a minute. Okay, it's connecting. Hey, you look
Hi,
stunning.
how are
I'm
you?
great, and you, Karen. I gotta get some makeup tips, girl. 'Cause you look camera ready.
Thank you, thank you,
Yes, friend, you look gorgeous. I'm
thank
like,
you.
wait a minute, I gotta figure this out in this quarantine lifestyle.
Yeah, thank you. Like I've been working with shout out to my makeup artist. Like she wrote me a whole Monet. She wrote me like she drew me like this whole diagram that I have to follow every day. Just to know how to do like basic face and things of that nature. She actually has a makeup book coming out soon too. So shout out to her, Art by Monet.
Yeah, I'm about to tell my makeup artist she needs to get on it because I want I want to have the camera ready face when I chime on too.
Yep, she I have like a whole diagram she created, which has been helpful during this time.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well,
Mhm.
first, thank you for coming on board for my virtual book tour. I appreciate you. I'm very
Thank you so
grateful.
much. Thank you for having me.
Girl, of course.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're ready to get this party started. Pre-orders are available on Amazon. And then the big day is July 3rd. But no, I just appreciate your sisterhood because you're the type of person that reaches out just to support all the time. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Ready to get the word out. That's just who you are. So thank you
Yeah.
just for being you. So the title of the book is The Fearless Money Mindset. The
Hmm.
subtitle is Broke Doesn't Scare Me. And right now at this COVID-19 time, I want to have a discussion about money and mindset, which is what the book is about. So I didn't know this was about to hit and the book was about to just fall in
Hmm.
line with this current climate. And I said, you know what? I want to get a group of women together who can truly speak to this from an entrepreneurial standpoint. So how has
Hmm.
COVID-19 personally affected your business?
Um, it's definitely I would say about 90% of my business. It has affected from a standpoint of like events and things that I was attached to and stuff like that, from the NFL to the NBA to just music in general. So I don't just sit in one area. So
Mm-hmm.
all these other things are happening just from a lifestyle standpoint, and just different things I've had to cancel, and it's like rescheduling it. Then going, you know what, this year is just kind of like a
Yeah.
waste. Yeah, let's come back and let's try for 20 for 20 what years is 2021, and then just
Hmm.
go from there. But this year really has been like a dub. but it's definitely affected it. I I'm trying not to constantly think about it. I'm trying to stay in a positive mind frame, and just the first week was hard, but now I'm just in a place of just realizing like, okay, maybe this is now for me to realize how I need to shift my business module and how I thought and just how things were being handled and done, from a standpoint of now me saying, okay, maybe everything doesn't need to be so front facing, figuring out ways to tap into more of like this climate we're in, because after this is over, the world doesn't go back to how it was. It's
No.
like it shifts and it changes. And now it's for me from an event, marketing, branding standpoint. How do I continue to create conversation during this climate and this change? And that's been a focal for me.
That is true. So currently, right now, what has this pivot looked for you just immediately? What have you had to just change up?
Um, just the event space. Like I am big on launches and
Mm-hmm.
curated like experiences, and that's always been like my thing, is create an experience where like, you know, you have the fan, you have the influencer, and you have the celebrity. You put them all in this place or in this space, and it looks good from a social standpoint because everyone's included. And so it's now switching everything to like just online content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, has been a little bit of a struggle, but still figuring it out and figuring out ways to still create conversation. I started online, and it's all, at the end of the day, it's all
You
about
did.
engagement. Yeah, so still continuing to keep that engagement online, but it's figuring out a way to still have those conversations. I've been always big on starting a conversation online and how you take that online
How does
conversation,
it
bring it
translate?
offline. Yeah, how it translates. Now, because we don't have the barbershops and the meetups and the things, how is it translating in other spaces? Like, how are they talking about it in their group text or their Facebook group, making, you know, making sure certain things are aligned with like just from social media platforms, to getting an update on like what they're doing, how I can amplify my business from there.
That is so true. The whole lineup this week, everybody is heavy in the event activation space.
Yeah.
So everybody has pretty much seen that. You know what? For people who, someone just asked me, like, what is her business? For those of you guys who do not know Karen, Karen,
Mm-hmm.
just share with them who you are and what it is that you do.
Karen Civil, entrepreneur, CEO of Always Civil Enterprise and Live Civil. So Always Civil is a marketing branding management company. So we basically, people come to us, brands and clients as well, come to us on basically how to make things cool or how to create a conversation around it. So I've worked with people from Young Jeezy to Hillary Clinton to LVMH. So it's a plethora of clients. It's not limiting ourselves to what people think the urban appeal is. It's because we have very large buying power. So these
Mm-hmm.
companies understand that. So they reach out to me like, okay, we understand. We have we know we have to speak to this demo. How do we do that in an authentic voice and not make it seem like, okay, we're just doing this for the moment? How do we create a long lasting relationship? So that's a big thing for me. And then my Live Civil platform is all about empowering the next generation of creators, influencers, entrepreneurs. So it starts with Live Civil, then it folds into the Live Civil Foundation. So it's so many different facets and buckets. But just a girl living out her dreams.
I love it. Just a girl living out
Mhm.
her dreams. Now, how was your relationship with money growing up? Was money like always something? The book talks about like our mindset around money. So it has like 7 different principles. I go through like a belief principle, a thought principle, a speech principle, an action principle, just these different principles that keep you pretty much grounded to have financial success. Now, I had to learn these lessons through life. They, in the book, I talk about like this toxic relationship I had with these Italians. And I'm
Mhm.
not talking about men. I'm talking about Versace. I'm talking about Fendi. I'm
Mhm.
talking about Gucci and everything else when I was just spending too much money on them growing up. And then life taught me, being forced to
Mhm.
getting laid off and living out my car, and life taught me how to save money. And life taught me, just to have better disciplines around money. But what was your mind state around money just growing up?
Um, growing up, we didn't really have conversations like about money and like the importance of it. It's like something they taught us in school. Like we had our business class and things of that nature. And then from there, my parents just made me get a bank account. And then when I did work, they're like, okay, we don't care what you do as long as you put 20% of what you made into the savings account. It wasn't even a checking, it was just a savings account. So that was as far as the money conversation went with my family. They were like, as long as you saved. But then when I got into a place of finally wanting certain tangible things for myself, I realized, you know, I can't ask my parents to buy me $200 sneakers every week when they come out. I decided to get a job to get my own job because it just made sense for me. Like for the things that I wanted to pay for them. I wanted to have them. As long as I put that 20% in, they were fine. But eventually I realized like these things, certain things that I was spending my money on just had no value. I wish I would have poured that money back into like starting my business, or poured that money back into like growing my business, or just pouring it into me, if that makes more
Mm-hmm.
sense. Um, so may it have been learn a craft or buy a product or something that was just made more sense in the tangible scheme of the Karen Civil business and not just like the necessary flaunting business. So now everything like with how I shop and just my mindset is like, Karen, doesn't make sense. Do you want it for you, or do you want it for because you saw somebody else with it? Is this something
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to care about? I say to myself now, is this something that I'm going to care about in 3 days?
That's
And
good.
then another thing is if I get way too excited, I'm like, okay, give it 24 hours. If you care about this in 24 hours, buy it. It's like 24 or 48 hours, then just buy it. But it's pretty much having to give myself pep talks on like, is this something that you really want? You know, I go through the growing pains, the lessons, and the different things of, you know, wasteful spending and things like that. Now I feel like I'm more in a space of understanding it, especially with my accountant, who has been so incredible the last few years, Robin Boyd. And she has just been like, Karen, nope, we're going to do it on this, put it over here. Nope, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. And when you owe the government so much money, you're
We
not worried
know
about,
so.
you're not worried about anything else. So it's like, yeah, yeah, the government pretty much forced me to align the business to, well,
Yeah,
my
that's
accountant. I'm not going to say the government, my accountant. Thank God for her.
and I had to switch accountants for that reason. And I talk about it in the book. I got an audit by the
Mm-hmm.
IRS in 2013 when I moved to Atlanta for about over $300,000 of misclassified funds, what they thought. And I was just like, what do they want me to do about this? And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, we need you to give it to us. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let's have a conversation. And it went through
Aren't
9 months.
they good for that?
Yes.
They're like, I don't understand that you worked for it and you want to spend it, but we're going to want it. We're going to take it
Yeah,
from
I
you.
was like, wait a minute, what happened? And they were basically like, my charitable giving actually was what triggered the audit. They're like, you give way above what people can write off. And I was just like, dang, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
So it was about 9 months of that process. So I had to learn, okay, you need to switch accountants because this is not going to work. And with switching accountants, I had to get somebody who was familiar with our industry, familiar with what we do. And I have a wonderful accountant now. Like she definitely walked me through that process. We got through the audit successfully, thank God. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was like, never again do I want to see a situation like this.
Yeah.
This,
It's never an easy situation. Um, but yeah, where I know I lack, I make sure that I have a professional in there who knows the space, who can walk me through the space so I have a better understanding of it. So just when it comes to just financial, just a better understanding of just how my bills and the finances and everything works, I just
mhm.
hit my accountant. Like she gets me in order and has me whipped into shape.
Yeah, I agree. I just got professionals lined up in order to definitely
Mm-hmm.
fill in those gaps because I was like, okay, if you can't figure this out on your own, you know where you're weak. You're gonna have to definitely, employ where your weaknesses are. Just is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Question: the subtitle of the book, it says, "Broke doesn't scare me." I have my own reasons why that is. I just believe that people put more fear in being broke or going broke than they do in faith in having abundance.
Hmm.
You know, if their energy is focused on fearing something, then it's like that's what's going to manifest in your life, versus your faith being focused on what you could have, then that's what's going to manifest in your life. Was there ever a time when you were broke, and did it have an influence on how you handle everything today?
Yeah, when I was, when I was starting my quote unquote come up,
Mm-hmm.
the 9 to 5 job is usually not enough to sustain your life. When you only have one source of income, like I'm like, oh my God, this is scary to wait on this paycheck. And by the time I get the
Mm-hmm.
paycheck, the money's already gone and I got to worry about the next thing. It's just always being behind. That was a scary thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
a scary space that I had to get myself out of. But I heard Kenya Barris say this the other day where he said, fear is a choice, you know
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's something that we had to realize is the way I would focus on my problem. I said I need to stop focusing on my problem, focus on a resolution, focus on a solution, or just put that energy and thought process into something else, and to just having a belief system that God is going to come through for me, the situation is going to work itself out, um, knowing that I'm working towards finding a resolution or an answer for this.
That is great. Do you have a morning routine? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So in the morning, I make, dependent on just like the day or how I'm feeling, I make my water or like my protein shake. I have my record player outside that I sit outside and listen to like my power song. Um, it's usually like songs because I let a few play. And then I'm doing the Deepak Chopra and Oprah
Girl,
meditation.
I'm doing it right. I just finished day 21 for the abundance one. The abundance
So
meditation with Deepak Chopra. Yeah.
it's literally everything between him and Sarah Jakes just in the morning, her YouTube
Oh,
channel.
she's off the chain.
um yeah, I just let her YouTube channel go and just have it on loud, and then I just do my like my morning like face routine, depending if I have to do like videos or something, then I'll
Mm-hmm.
then I'll do the makeup stuff. But if not, then it's just my regular skin routine, then get into breakfast, and then social emails and everything else. But for the first hour of my day, I'm always pouring back into me first.
No, that's important. That's what I wanted the people to hear, because I'm very big on a morning routine. Like if you start your day off on your emails, it's that's going to dictate the rest of your energy for the day too. I don't even get
Yeah.
emails. Oh, go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead.
I don't even get emails to my phone anymore. They just only go to the computer. I stopped that in 2009.
I gotta take it off. I just did 48-hour like fast from my phone, and I just
Mm.
got back on today, and people like, where have you been for the last 48 hours? I just didn't have my phone. Um and I wasn't like focused on it. That's something too during this time. I feel like now we're so glued to it. I have to find time to step away and things of that nature. I got to get there with taking off the email, but I've now set myself up where I know as soon as I wake up, first thing I do is pour into me. What do I want to hear? What do I want to do? Because you got to set the tone.
You do. People mindset is so underrated, which is why I wrote the book. But you do. Like it's that powerful. You have to be
Yeah.
well aware that that is what's setting the tone for your energy and everything for the day. It's
Yeah.
true. I wanted to interrupt and do a giveaway though. I want to see if anybody
Okay.
from your audience, I'm gonna give an autograph book away to somebody from
Okay.
your audience who happens to know what high school you went to.
Okay.
So if you happen to know the high school that Karen went to, be sure to type it in. I know I'm going to have to switch this up for anybody who's tuning into any of the other lives. They're going to be like, well, wait a minute. I know the question she's about to ask. No, everybody will have a different trivia question. Somebody
Um,
said, dang, laugh out loud. If y'all smart, y'all go to Google. Somebody said, in
um,
Elizabeth.
oh, Courtney got it.
Hold on.
She said in Elizabeth. Courtney got it.
Okay. Is it called Elizabeth, or are you just in Elizabeth, Jersey?
It's called Elizabeth. It's Elizabeth High School, so
Oh, well, she
technically,
got it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So Courtney with a K. Be sure to DM me at Arian Simone, and I have an autographed copy book for you. You have won. Somebody typed Harvard. Hilarious. Okie
It's
dokie.
in high school.
Yes. So, Courtney, you have won. So, my last question, though, before we depart, though, I wanted to ask, are there any different mindset tips that you would give somebody right now that's listening, as far as, like, you talked about your morning routine, you've talked
Mhm.
about different things you do, from the meditation challenges to the abundance thinking, all of this. What is one thing that you would give them to do, is just, to help them get in a good mindset space?
Um, During this time, just what I've been doing just to help for sanity reasons and just tap into me. So I have a bowl. I put 50 things in the bowl, random. It could be make pretzel bread, learn to do your makeup, give yourself a pedicure, whatever it is, just learning something new, just a new challenge. And every day I pick one thing out the bowl, and that's what I'm doing for that evening, that afternoon, just before the day's over, to pour back into myself. And that's always fun. Another thing is, if you're into blogging or journaling during this time, whether it's a good time or a bad time for you, it's an emotional roller coaster. Now more than ever, to me, you should take this time to just, like, you can figure out your feelings, where you are in life. And that's just what I've been doing, whether I'm happy or sad. Like, I turn on my camera at night, I just pour out my emotions. Stop. Right now, I think I'm on like day 36 or 37. I have to
Mm-hmm.
check them yesterday. But every day I just do a whole new vlog entry. Maybe one day I'll put it out. Maybe I'll just edit it for my own personal reasons. But you can go back and see how you felt during this time, and just, like, really listen to yourself and listen to your emotions. Um, and if you don't want to do video, just regular journaling is great as well. During this time, I really think people really, we should tap into how we're feeling, our emotions. Uh, there's a reason that Mother Nature, God, whatever you believe in, is asking us to sit still and to be present. So really tuning into, like, your
Mm-hmm.
mind, your third eye, your heart, your just who you are, your soul, and getting a better understanding of, like, what it is I'm supposed to hear. um I would, like, I'm not one to force the business and things on people. It's whatever you want to use this time for. Just, if you're in a good space,
Great.
if you're in a growing space, if you're in a space where you're like, listen, I'm not happy, at least you acknowledge it, how we're going to move forward, move past it. Health and uh, health and wellness is very important right now, especially it's
Mm-hmm.
Giving Tuesday. I know there's so many different things happening, like Silence the Shame, I believe, is having
Yeah, Shanti does.
yeah, shout out to Shanti. She's doing an event throughout the whole day. So just finding people to talk to and having conversations. Just because we're alone doesn't mean we're actually alone. Use this time to pour back into you.
I always say that alone doesn't mean lonely. So
Yeah,
that
alone
is,
does not mean lonely, like you said, at
because
all.
there's people in marriages that are lonely. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So I'm using this time. I tell people I'm using this time. I've never, and I can be honest, I've never used my stove probably more than 10 times
Karen, you can't
since.
cook?
No, now, no, I can, but it's just like I felt like I've never used my stove not more than 10 times, because you're so in and out. And it's just like my place, I felt like, was a hub for luggage, my clothes, and not really living in. And now that I actually have to live here,
Get to enjoy your
it's such,
home.
yeah, I get to enjoy it. And I'm like, oh, wow, I'm cooking every day. My dishwasher is tired of me. My fridge usually, just like, I used to just, like, keep it pretty all the time. It's a fridge that you use every day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely been an experience on that front. Today, the goal is, shout out to Cooking with Ja. She made
Oh,
this.
she's killing it.
Yeah, she made this chicken, I think, like fettuccine or something. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna I'm gonna make today with this fresh bread that she had on the page the other day. I'm gonna give that a try. But yeah, just pouring back into you, having trying not to let the outside noise and world get to you, and know that this time more than ever, like, you get to dictate what's in your space, and that's the most important part.
That is great. Now, in the book, one thing I can say, it's about everything we're talking about. And what I mean by that, the reason why it says the fearless money mindset, this is not, oh, go out and make $10 million. This is not, oh, go do this. It's about having the proper mindset for you to produce anything you desire to produce. You know, so if it's a certain dollar amount, then fine. But if not, okay. It's not based upon like a certain number by any means. It's about you having great principles and living an abundant lifestyle. And you truly do. I definitely
Thank
love
you.
you, admire you, you know, even
Thank
outside
you.
of our friendship from afar. I look and I'm like, oh, Karen is killing it.
Thank
I'm
you.
always there cheering. And I just want to
Thank
thank
you.
you for this time that you've given to just share what was on your heart and your mind, you know, to definitely pour back into the people listening.
Thank you. And congratulations on the book.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on the book. And my favorite number is 8. So to the first 8 people who comment, I'm gonna buy you 8 books. Well, I'm gonna buy you a book, a signed copy. So yeah, leave a thing down here. Say I want a book. Raise your hand. I don't know, whatever. I'll let you pick. You could pick 8 people, but yeah, I'll buy
Okay.
8 books. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, hold on. How am I going to get these people? Thank God I got a
I
pen and
don't know.
paper.
You pick. Yeah, you pick. It's just my
Okay.
favorite number.
I got Creative Blends. Okay, Ashley, I see you. Brittany Alexis.
Get
Think
some guys in there too.
okay, let me see some
I
dudes.
see Zozie said I want a book. Zozie 12. Rocked by Holly.
Also, if she's calling you out, just DM me. I got you. Trust me. Oh, well, okay. Shut up. Hold on. No. Shutty zero ASAP. Okay. Emmanuel said, I'm a guy. Okay. Emmanuel, DM me. So what I'll do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Deidre, I see you. Do me a favor. We've called out your name. Make sure you DM me. Send me your address. I got you.
There's somebody who said they had to use the restroom.
Oh my
They
gosh.
missed it because they went to the
Because you
restroom.
guys, this is the thing. Karen has access to me. We've stopped the autographed copies because we're pre-orders right now. We're pushing everything to Amazon, but she has access to me, so I'm getting you guys these books. So you make sure that you
But can I
definitely.
take them from the Amazon allotment so it counts
Oh
towards
yeah,
your
I'll do this
thing?
then.
Okay.
Take it from Amazon, and I'll just DM you an
Okay, cool.
address, and they'll come to me, and then I'll sign
Okay.
them. So you guys do this. Make sure you DM me if we called out your name. I know there will be extras in there, but I do have a list. I'm not lying. I did write this stuff down. So make sure you DM me at Arian Simone. And Karen, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
so much.
it's all love. Thank you so much for having me. To
Of
the people
course.
tuned in, like this is really something that you need. Like if you're starting a new business or you just want to shift your mindset and how you think about things and setting yourself up for the blessings coming your way, this book will
Mm-hmm.
really help you harness that and understanding, just shifting the mind frame on just positive thinking, just reinforcing just taking the old way out of thinking like I don't believe it till I see it and things of that, and just really just shifting it into a positive mind state. It's
That
just like
is
I wish
perfect.
I could have other things where it's like it's just good. It's just
That is
good. It's just
perfect.
good.
You're
Yeah.
closing out right. Well, thank
Yeah.
you, Karen.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations to everybody who got a book, and love, and congratulations again.
Oh, thank you. Love you too. Take
No
care.
problem. Love. Bye.